it wouldn't have any impact on our characters.
Wait, what will be permanent, Johnny? That's
Wait.
probably the first thing listeners caught.
Oh
It will
no!
be permanent. What will be permanent?
That's a live stream exclusive. Only you guys will hear.
I normally give them like a heads up that I'm hitting.
My
record
love
to
is
this.
permanent-ish.
Steve's love is permanent.
It's not
Ish.
permanent.
I don't believe in love or permanency.
Well-
I accept your beliefs.
I don't, because there are things that are permanent. No,
No,
Nah.
nothing is permanent.
you don't believe anything is permanent.
Nothing is
Everything
true.
ends.
Nothing is permanent.
Everything is permitted.
Y'all really aren't familiar with the law of entropy, huh?
Never heard of it.
I
The only
I'm
thing
pretty
that is
certain.
permanent is the tendency towards chaos and degradation.
Well, that seems
but
very
I mean,
relatable.
that's permanent. That's permanent. So, I think I win that
Till
one
it's not.
Sounds speculative.
Until there's nothing left. Yeah.
until there's nothing left. Oh, wonderful. Well, I mean, we can get into the metaphysics. Let's not get into the metaphysics of it all. Welcome to what is essentially the finale of this campaign, because next week is an epilogue episode. Got to tie up the rest of the stories, see what happens because of this episode. So for all intents and purposes, this is the last one. And Nick will be in Japan when we are normally recording this. So
Great place to
next
be.
week, Nick will not be here, but he has assured me that everything I write about Shay is what he wants. So just remember that. If I say something about Shay in the epilogue, it's because Nick specifically approved it.
You want this?
That is true, but now you're
All
making
right,
me very
he's
worried. The way
confirmed
you
it.
said that is very ominous.
He's confirmed it. No, don't worry. He's confirmed it. Shay becomes a cat girl in the epilogue.
Why not?
Yeah, maybe that's in him.
An immortal cat girl.
Sometimes
Shay is Hello
Sometimes.
Kitty.
we blossom a little later.
Nick Chase glow up is into an immortal cat girl.
Great.
I would watch.
I think it's more that Osa just forcibly reincarnates Shay as a
Because that's a joke. He's like, you know what'd be funny?
yeah, you know what's funny?
Never lets him out of the cycle.
Oh
The
man,
new avatar is a cat girl.
Osa's got big plans.
I got big plans for more isekai anime in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm nervous. I said it last week and I said it this week. I want these to be great episodes. I don't know if they will be, but I know some true things and permanent things about this world, which is you're all incredible players. This is an incredible story that we've told. However it ends is going to be amazing. So,
I agree.
with that being said, how about one last recap?
It's been an honor.
Last week on the Flying Bison Podcast, quickly recovering from showing up in the middle of Lake Laogai 2 months after they had left, our heroes had 2 days to find Kaavo and stop him before the day that stars fall. Getting their affairs in order, the crew trained and prepared for their final confrontation with Kaavo in the Tesoro ruins. When they got there, Kaavo was waiting with a caged Osa, and he was waiting for a spirit portal to open in order to enter into a space to fully take over Osa's powers and control the cycle of rebirth for good. As the fight progressed, motes of light released from Osa, some entered into Kaavo, and some escaped out into the world. With a quick sleight of hand on Che's part, they lodged the blood key in Kaavo, forcing him into the spirit world portal, where they chased after him so they could begin the final fight. The fate of the spirit and the human world are in our heroes' hands. I think the last thing that Kaavo said when you appeared on the craggly mountaintop was, "It's time to finish this." Now, before we jump into the exchange, I think we have some housekeeping to take care of. I want you all to be as prepared as possible for this. This is going to be a big fight. I am going to peel back the curtain as well, too. This is a spirit. Normally,
What?
you can't stop spirits, right?
Not easily.
Believe. Not easily, anyway. Not through an exchange. I argue stabbing them with the blood key, dissolving that spiritual barrier between Kaavo and the mortal world, has allowed him to be hurt and taken out. Now, in my head, spirits are legendary NPCs. And so that means that Kaavo has 15 fatigue
Ay, ay, ay.
and 10 conditions.
Oh my god.
So many more emotions than us.
How?
Challenge accepted.
I
Mark
want
the
this
condition
to
shot
be,
in Preda. Mark the
I
condition.
want this to be difficult. I want this to feel like a final fight. And so with that being said,
besides those 5,
oh, I just make up stuff for
like
it.
sleepy.
So, with that being said, I think there's some housekeeping to take care of. Che,
So,
some questions.
Che was in he's in a really bad spot. He's very guilty. He's very insecure. He had those conditions marked for a long time. Breaking guilty and insecure. Guilty, you make a personal sacrifice to absolve your guilt, and insecure, you take foolhardy action without talking to your companions. I would argue he did this in one blow. He took it outside of himself because he knew he needed to save Osa, and he knew that not in a million years would anyone believe that he wouldn't go for the kill himself. And this foolhardy action was switching the blades without discussing it with anybody. And his personal sacrifice was giving up that kill shot because he didn't know that there would be a second phase to this boss fight. This is the first time he's done it. He hasn't. He's just this is vanilla run. So I am clearing guilty and insecure. I think we lost Justin, but he had already given me
No, we can't
information
say no.
to clear
That's
this.
right.
So I'm just gonna do it.
If the GM's not there to deny you, the answer is yes.
Can't stop.
Oh, there he is.
Literally can't
Oh,
stop.
we just
I'm
lost
here.
this video.
I don't know what's been happening. I think all week of streaming, my computer's been like, "Can you stop it? Can you just like let me
Stop it."
sleep for a GD minute?" So where before I was fine, now it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. But yes, I think you can definitely unmark guilty and secured. I think there was even a couple other people that asked about some conditions. No?
Not I, that I recall.
Okay.
Well, not the condition, but I know I asked about. We got the empowered
yes,
status,
the
both
empowered.
Shoban and Cheno,
Yes.
from the Starfall event, which is pretty
uh-huh.
standard in Avatar
Yep.
Legends.
Yeah.
And I just asked if we would still have it going through this portal. The idea is yes, because the worlds are kind of colliding right now. That's the whole point of
Yes.
this event.
Yes, I had thought about it for a moment and said, yeah, I think so. The whole point of this is that these two realms are starting to overlap, and the meteor storm in the human world would definitely still affect the spirit world. And so, yes, Che and Sho are empowered, which is huge. That's huge for this fight. So, with that being said, let's go into our last first.
Our last.
Oh no!
I heard last first. Did,
I heard
did
last.
you?
I just heard a f, and
I
that
heard
was
a
And my
it.
brain supplied the ST.
Was the sound of him
Oh.
just poofing out of existence?
And
Is this how the snap felt like from Infinity War?
Justin,
All four of
Tristan!
us got left.
Justin!
We just-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Thanos.
aren't that
Curse
great?
Thanos. And the
I
Infinity
just-
Stones.
that whole
Oh
Oh,
no!
what?
the whole plot is just. What if you randomly got rid of all of the doctors in the society? It's not actually fair to be random in a society
Oh,
that
he's
does not
back.
have even
Hello,
distribution of
friends.
needs. Anyways,
I'm back. I'm so sorry.
We
Like
heard
I said,
last and
last first exchange.
There we go.
I feel validated for no reason. All right.
I have quit
She's
out of
so not
OBS.
important.
Smart.
I don't know what the problem is. Here's the only thing I can think of. I've got this capture card plugged into my computer now, and that's the only thing that has changed this week.
Hmm.
I could have all this stuff up perfectly last time, so I'll play around with it. But you all know I'm the GM, so it's not like I need to have that title on my, you know what I mean? So
You're fine without it.
I'm
Who's
fine.
GM?
With it. You know who I am. I think it's Danny.
All right, everyone, roll initiative.
All right. It is time. It is time to fight Kaavo.
Never thought
Tell
this
me.
game would fight.
Tell me what stances you all are taking. He is currently standing up on that stone altar and has just said, "Let's finish this."
Advance and attack.
Okay.
I will also take advance and attack.
Okay.
No, I won't. I'm gonna take defend and maneuver.
Okay.
Lies.
I have important business to take care of before I can attack.
defend and maneuver.
Okay. Danny is currently reading the exchanges. He's not sure how to
Yeah,
play this
I'm
game.
gonna do defend and maneuver. I'm just really learning the game again, you know.
Danny,
He's just reading Wuthering Heights.
I'm
To add to our suspense.
all right. I need to pick something for Kaavo, huh? I'm in charge of him. Let's do that. Defend and maneuver is up first. Show, Che, Rosic. Give me that focus roll, and then we'll come around to each of you, and you can tell me what you rolled and what you do.
Heck yeah.
Had a very similar reaction.
Okay, all right. That sounds good. Let's start with Johnny and Chauvin.
Yeah, I rolled 12.
Oof.
yeah, that's so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 12. And so I am going to use my earth armor. So as things begin, sand crawls up around Chauvin's skin and hardens into armor. And then I'm also going to ready myself.
Okay. What do you do? How do you ready yourself?
I now that I've got my armor on, I just shift my feet into a stance that will allow me to really, I'm focused on everybody else, especially on Ren, who has the sword. And so I'm focusing, keeping myself ready and in a position where I can like protect him.
Okay. All right. Rozak?
So I rolled a 15.
I think that actually means you take -2.
Wait, whoa. It's diminishing
Yeah, so he
returns?
just gets two free attacks on you. It's actually
No, go ahead. Two techniques. What do you got?
Oh my gosh. Well. So you said he's standing up on this. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
How high is the pedestal, Justin?
Oh, maybe like chest height.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would have to seize a position to get up to him.
If you want to be right up in front of him, yes.
Okay, yeah. So Rozak will summon his flame shields by using the technique Flame Shield.
Okay. Yes.
Excellent.
And he will seize a position. Do you want me to tell you what Flame Shield does again?
Yeah. Why don't you do it?
Yes. So I can mark up to 2 fatigue, and the shield blocks a number of attacks this exchange equal to 1 plus the fatigue I marked. So I'm going to mark 2, so it blocks 3 attacks.
Okay. Oof. All right. Okie dokie. I think that brings us to Che.
Right. Can I get a description of the room that we're in?
Yeah, it is not a room. You are essentially outside. You're standing on top of a jagged mountaintop. There's like this rickety staircase that goes down to the bottom. You don't know if it actually goes anywhere, but it is this very ominous setting as Kaavo clearly was planning to do some sort of ritual with Osa on this altar table here on top of this mountaintop.
All right. Okay. So Jay didn't know that we would have access to Earth here, so he brought through quite a bit of the cave that they were just in with him. I rolled a 10, so I can do. I'm going to do a practice move though, so just the one move. I'm going to Earth launch, but the difference is like, so he brings through this like torrent of like stone and boulders and sand and dirt, and he just like uses it to scoop himself up. So he doesn't really like launch, but he's like riding a wave of like dirt and stone. I get to mark 1 fatigue and become favored. I disengage with all foes who can't reach me in the air for the rest of this exchange. But yeah, I come back down. Like mechanically, I come back down in range, but I don't think narratively I'm going to come back down. Anyways,
be like right up next to him. I get what you're saying. Yep. Wonderful.
Favored.
Real quick before I forget to mention it out loud, I forgot to say specifically that I'm taking prepared for the ready action.
Sounds good. I think that makes a lot of sense. Ren, that brings us to advance and attack. Give me that passion roll. Let's see what you got. It's a strong start from the defending maneuver people.
Well, the streak is continuing. 11.
Oh my goodness, friends. This might be over faster than I was hoping of it.
We haven't even touched him yet. we literally haven't.
15 fatigue, 10 condition. Come on. It's going to be a bit. All right. So Ren has the sword in hand as we've all been cast into this new and strange place. But looking up at the pedestal, he leaps forward. And do I get 2 options with the 10 plus?
Yes, you do. Yeah, 2 basic or master.
I will choose strike and pressure. So the strike is just trying to reach and do a swiping cut at his feet. So I'm not trying to even get up to the pedestal before I land a hit.
Gotcha.
And pressure will just be Ren saying and looking up at Kaavo. Yeah. Was that fear I saw in your eyes?
There is a moment of fear, and then he quickly masks himself again, growls at you. Are you going to mark fatigue, or are you going to let me choose?
Mark fatigue.
I will mark the fatigue.
Okay. Tell me what to pick.
We should not let him mark any of his balance. Just, I'm just going to say that right now.
So I forced you to mark 2. That's the base. And now I'm marking 1 fatigue to...
Well, you can mark a fatigue to make me either mark 2 fatigue or 1 condition.
Take the fatigue. 2 fatigue.
Okie dokie. Okay. Sounds good. All right. It is evade and observe, and it is Kaavo's turn. Kaavo is going to kick his foot, his I-run puppet foot, and the ground under would be Shoban and Che, I think, and probably Ren, but not Rosic, since you specifically wanted to get up right in front of him. The ground under you starts moving despairingly. It is difficult to keep your balance. I'm going to use ground shift. I'm going to mark a fatigue to target an area. The 3 of you are impaired.
I'm actually in the air.
Oh,
You are in the air. So it is Show and Ren that are impaired.
I was also going to ask. I thought we had like destroyed the corporeal form of like Iron.
You did destroy the corporeal form of Iron.
Oh,
So
It is Kaavo. I am going to say that he still has these like earth moves since Iron was like the last form that was a part of him.
The
yes.
last Earth
Very
Bender.
creepily, out of this black mass body, just a human leg comes out, and smashes on the ground, and you're just like, where did that come from? It's so much worse than the earth bending.
it is so much worse. Okay, impaired it is.
All right. I
mark
think
the
then that
fatigue.
brings us to another exchange. I was just about to get to the empowered thing. Sho and Che, at the end of this exchange, you can unmark a fatigue if you have one marked.
Yeah. I also am just wondering how impaired interacts with
Prepared?
impaired, which you just inflicted.
Yep.
Yep. How does that interact? Because like it says mark 1 fatigue or take -2 to all actions.
Yeah.
And choose 1 fewer techniques. So I'm just confused. So if I mark the fatigue and then I'm empowered, so I'm unmarking it now. Does that just end all of? Am I not impaired anymore, or?
No. So impaired is going to last as long as you're on this shifting earth. It is a status. So as long as you're on the shifting earth, you're impaired. Anytime that you take a physical action, you have to make a decision to either mark a fatigue or take the -2 to your roll.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just that
Thank
at the
you
end
for
of your turn,
explaining
you
that
would then
more
be able to
clearly.
clear. Yeah.
You would be able to
Right,
clear it
okay.
anyway. So essentially, you could just be like, "I'll take the fatigue on because I know it'll be cleared at the end." But
Yeah.
that is still, eats up that empowered thing. So,
Right.
all right, what do you want to do?
Advance and attack.
Okay.
Defend and maneuver.
Defend and
advance and
maneuver.
Okay. Rosic, you said advance and attack.
Yeesh.
Okay. Sho and Ren, give me a focus roll. Let's see what you get.
Show take it first.
9.
Okay, so one basic or mastered technique.
Yeah. Let me just double check something. Okay. So yeah, I am favored because of my earth armor, so I still get 2. So I'm gonna seize a position and
Okay.
I kind of
Yeah.
do like a jump and dive and roll off of this area of the ground and just move directly off of it. And then I kind of get back into a stance and just get myself ready again, just steel myself for whatever's coming.
All right. Ren?
I got an 8.
Okay, an 8. Go ahead and give me that move.
All right. I think it is time for twin weapon sweep.
Uh-oh.
Because I can use a mastered for this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
One basic or mastered.
Yep. So yeah, like Sho, trying to immediately shift away from the uncertain ground, Ren leaps onto the platform, still sword out, draws out his dagger, and starts to dance. I know I have to take a -2 the physical action itself, right?
So that would bring unless you mark a fatigue, that would bring your roll down to a 7 because you rolled a 9.
I rolled an 8.
So if you took the
you mark
-2,
Oh,
you would have to
shoot.
shift the balance.
So you have to pay the fatigue.
unless you mark a fatigue.
I mean, I'll
It's
shift
either-
balance.
No, because you can't.
Oh,
You can only shift balance to take a basic
To
technique.
do a basic, yeah.
So I have to do
Would you
the
twin up and
fatigue.
Sweep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark the fatigue.
I'll do it. It's worth the fatigue. Okay.
Okay. All right, but twin weapon sweep is in play. That means I've got some potential fatigue coming my way at the end of this.
Yep.
We're gonna move to advance and attack. Rozak and Shay, give me the passion roll and let me know what you get. Let's start with Rozak and then we'll move to
All
Shay.
right. So I got a 7, and I forgot to mention too, Flame Shield read, since I didn't get attacked, I'm now favored this exchange.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, so that means on a 7. Since I'm favored, I can choose 2 basic or mastered.
Mhm.
Correct? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. All right. So
Rozak.
yes. Rozak will strike and pressure. So as he summons his flame shields, he sprints up to Kaavo,
Mhm.
and he's basically just trying to pummel him with like a flurry of just like flame covered fists, basically. And yeah, so strike and pressure. I will say he cannot use advance and attack next exchange.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll mark a fatigue.
Okay. What am I marking?
I feel like it's so early where it doesn't really have an effect too much. So let's just say 2 fatigue.
Okay.
It seems like we should get the 15 out of the way as fast as possible.
Let's
So,
rack
yeah,
it up, baby.
It's sure. It's something. All right, Shay.
I rolled a 13.
Goodness, friends.
But I'm also favored, so I get an extra basic or mastered move at the end of this. The 13 I'm going to use a learned move, so I will mark a fatigue to use it.
Mhm.
And it becomes practiced. What do you guys think it is? What move have I not used in combat yet? Chase slams his fist down on the like wave of stone and dirt that he's riding, and this streak of like red shoots down the wave, and a slice of lava comes out. Technically, I'm using lava wave, but it's much
Yeah.
closer. A
Yeah.
slice of lava, like a giant blade, flies out from the sort of wave that I'm riding on and hits Kaavo.
Love.
Raise and push a wave of lava from the earth around you. The wave destroys and sets fire to anything in the environment that it touches. Foes in its path have to fling themselves out of the way, marking 2 fatigue and becoming impaired, or becoming stunned and doomed. So if you want to let it hit you, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Now I said mark 2 fatigue to become
It's
impaired.
mark 2 fatigue and become impaired, or
Okay.
you get stunned and doomed.
Or I'm stunned and doomed. I will take the 2 fatigue and mark impaired. Now, Rozak is specifically engaged right now with him. So, Rozak, I think you should also have to make that decision as well.
What were they again?
You need to mark 2 fatigue and become impaired. I'm sorry.
I need to mark 2 fatigue and become impaired. So it's not a decision. I just have to do it.
Yeah, the other option is becoming stunned and doomed, which means you won't move and you'll just start gaining fatigue every round.
So if you want to pick that, you can.
Impaired.
I can't have been like circling around
I-
Kaavo and not hit Rozak. It's just
I'm
it's
at 5
definitely-
fatigue.
But it is a choice.
Impaired.
Look, I
What if-
here's my take.
Oh.
Here's my take. Because Ren is also attacking Kaavo, but did not specifically say he's engaged
Mhm.
with Kaavo.
Yeah, I'm
Rozak
like right in the face.
specifically said that
Mhm.
he is engaged and fighting with Kaavo.
Rozak
I
did.
I don't know if there's a way that you can maneuver it to hit Kaavo without hitting Rosic. I think you can move around and make it not hit Ren and Shoban. I think it might be kind of difficult to not hit Rosic.
Could
Apologies
I
impaired.
spend fatigue to not hit him?
Oh.
So what if I spent 2 fatigue? Neither of us gets impaired. But then, same amount of resources lost.
Okay. I accept your devil's
Ooh.
bargain.
Cool.
So I'm not at 5 fatigue.
You are not.
You're not.
You still have 2. And then as my favorite technique, I will do Fireball Barrage. Che just starts launching explosives out of his bag in a huge hail of explosions from on top, still on top of the earth wave as he's sort of circling around Kaavo. So I have to mark another fatigue. And this is where this is fun. So Kaavo's been attacked twice this round.
Yeah.
So I get to inflict 1 fatigue on my target, plus 1 additional fatigue for each attack anyone has made against them this exchange. Okay. So that's 3, plus 1 additional fatigue for every negative status that they have.
Ooh.
Is it each time that someone is attacked or each time someone else is attacked?
For each attack anyone has made against them.
Okay. All right, perfect.
And we weren't counting Rens, right?
No, it's just Rosic and then your first attack. Yep.
So that's 4 fatigue.
Okay.
Nice.
Against them.
Hitting hard, Che.
And for keeping track, that's 6 fatigue that I marked, that I had him marked this turn.
That's pretty good. I gotta get tactical. It is Kaavo's turn. He raises his hands as the rocks and the pillars behind him just immediately break into thousands of tiny little pebbles that just come pelting at Rosic. I'm going to mark a fatigue, and Rosic is impaired as you are just now trying to hold your flame shields up to defend yourself against all of these thousands of bullets essentially that are coming at you.
I tried so hard, bro.
I know. We fought to get rid of that status and just you know what?
I'm giving it to you anyway.
Mark it anyway.
That's why I did it, because I was like, I'm gonna make him impaired anyway.
Can I mark? So I forget how it works. Can I mark that fatigue right away?
It's next exchange when you take a physical action. Yep.
Okay.
And at the end of each exchange, I can spend a fatigue to keep up the barrage of bullet storms. Obviously not this one, but next exchange. As you've been hitting him too, we're at the end of the exchange. As you've been hitting him, you've noticed that some of those motes of light that went into him when Osa was there on the human world are now escaping out of him. And you see them float up and disappear into the world. Some even float towards the portal and disappear. And we come back into the human world and we're zoomed in on that portal as we see some of these motes of light float up out of the Tesoro ruins and begin just floating across the 4 nations. And we cut to I think last time we saw King Malu, Bumi's dad, get hit with one of these and fall down and die as Bumi was just cradling his dad's lifeless body. We cut to just outside of Omashu, near the Fortress of Ash, really the valley of the Fortress of Ash. We zoom in on the grave that you set up for Osa's body when he perished there, as a female hand punches through the earth and out crawls General Shi, alive and ready to begin her conquest of the world again. And then we cut back into the spirit world as we go into another exchange.
Justin,
we gotta end this yesterday.
I'm going to spend all 3 flurry since we're at the end of the exchange.
Okay.
So I will deal 6 fatigue.
Oh.
1, 2, 3,
For those who even have the moment to notice as all of this is happening, Ren is moving in a blur, cutting and swiping faster than you've seen, and trying to advance on Kaavo and just try to land constant hits. Justin, please consider me engaged for the purposes of any future collateral damage.
Okay, then I will tell you that you need to defend and maneuver and seize a position to be engaged.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That is what I will take next.
I will also reveal that has marked all of his fatigue. And I will be marking 3 conditions on him. He is surprised and angry and troubled at this.
Yes. Dance, Ren, dance.
Go big.
This is it, y'all. This is it. You got any secret weapons? Now's the time.
What do you take? What stances are you taking?
Advance and attack.
Advance and attack.
Evade and observe.
Defend and maneuver.
Okay. Ren, you're up first then.
Okay. Here we go. Please work. Base 9 plus focus, 11. It's a good day. It's a good day. Seize a position as requested.
Yep.
And retaliate after whirling about for what is probably a dangerous amount of time. Ren steadies himself and braces with both the sword and dagger. The seize a position is just staying step and step very close to Kaavo.
Okay. Rosa can show. Give me that passion roll.
There it is.
It would be a 9, but I'm going to unmark prepared and make it a 10.
Ooh. Okay.
Take the 10.
And so because of favored, I get 3.
Okay.
3 things. And so I'm gonna strike. And so Shoban, like you see in a way that you guys have all seen him do before, I take my earth armor and it all like shifts over to one side, and I've got this massive gauntlet on my fist, and I like punch out and it goes forward, and I want to smash into like the bottom at like the pedestal at Kaavo's feet. And
I like that.
Like as the gauntlet like hits, the earth kind of shatters in a way where it starts shooting up these like little balls of stone, and all directed at Kaavo. But the moves I'm using, I'm striking, I'm using my earth gauntlet, and smashing as well.
Okay.
And so I am marked fatigue. So I mark for the earth gauntlet, I mark a fatigue, and I inflict 1 condition or 2 fatigue on him. And then he also gets knocked out of reach unless he marks an additional fatigue.
Okay.
And then
which I can't.
Right.
So he gets knocked out of reach.
And then for the strike, I will mark extra fatigue to force them to mark 2 fatigue and a condition.
Or a condition. Okay. What do you want me to pick?
Well, I guess if it's the 2 fatigue, it would have to be 2 conditions, right? Because it
It'd
can't
be 2
mark fatigue.
conditions.
So then 2 fatigue.
Worth it.
Cracked the game.
And then for the smash, the pedestal itself just like shatters
Completely. I will say that as that shatters, he gets shoved back and pinned under some of the rubble of this altar, and he was already impaired, so I'm going to say that he is trapped now.
Oh. What happens to Ren as the pedestal shatters?
Yeah, I think you're fine. You kind of you said you were retaliating, so you're kind of like ready for blows. You weren't expecting the thing to shatter, but you're able to block some of it off. You were no longer engaged with Kaavo
Okay,
though, as he
okay.
gets thrown back.
Okay.
Is Rozek also not engaged with Kaavo anymore?
Rozek is also no longer engaged with Kaavo.
Okay.
Rozek
Shaking it up,
is-
Shoban.
It is your turn.
So I rolled an 11, and I was gonna use my super cool practice technique, but I'm not engaged with him anymore. So here's what I'm gonna do instead. Can I? Should I just mark that fatigue from the impaired now? I can
Is
do
that what
that.
you want to do?
Yeah,
minus
I'd
2
rather
or
not
mark
take.
fatigue?
I'd rather not, because wouldn't the -2 not give me an 11 in the roll?
Yeah,
It would give you 9. Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get
Well,
fatigue. No.
Okay.
Is that how it works?
Well, I was just gonna ask if what was your plan? Because if you're just gonna use a basic move anyways, it wouldn't matter.
So here's what I'm gonna do. So I rolled an 11, so I can choose 2 basic, correct?
Yep.
Correct.
So I'm gonna use empty your mind to mark 1 fatigue and choose a technique from a different stance instead for one of them.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I'm gonna choose seize a position. So I'm gonna
Okay.
seize a position and strike. So Rozak, as he gets smashed away, Rozak just follows after him and jumps in conjunction
Oh,
with the fist, and is just
So good.
a hero.
laying it on him, keeping it on him.
You were the only
So-
person I could think of who could have done that in that particular moment. So that's
Yes.
amazing.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
So
I will re-engage instantly.
you know what? I'm striking. So, but I'm not
Okay.
gonna mark the fatigue. So
Okay.
you have
I'm
freedom of choice here.
You're just gonna give him more attacks.
Yeah. He's.
Wait. It's
Come on, play into it a little bit. Make this a challenge. You guys are just
Fine.
steamrolling through this.
Fine. Well, you probably don't have. I'm assuming you don't have the
I
fatigue.
don't have the
to
fatigue
spare.
to mark.
Yeah.
Am I able to choose to mark a condition instead?
No, you can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
what I
Nope.
figured.
No,
That's
you
what I
literally
figured.
don't have
Yeah.
the option.
So yeah, I
Okay,
don't have the
okay.
option.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, meta commentary. I think all of us are coming at this with like D&D brain, expecting this to be a lot harder than it's been so far.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, you guys, here's the thing. Like, this is a challenge, but you guys have grown so much over the last 2 years that, like, it's difficult, and you can see how taxing it is because I'm watching all of you just. I'm marking fatigue. I'm marking fatigue. I'm marking fatigue. This is
Yeah.
tough, but it's not out of your reach. Like, you are trained for this. It's all been leading to this moment.
I mean, let's take a second to appreciate the scene that we're creating right here. Che is riding around this entire combat arena on a giant wave of stone. Shoban is wearing his earth armor and just absolutely wrecking house. Rozek is just in combat, even though he wasn't. I don't know what happened there. And
No,
Ren is
Rozek
just a
is literally
flurry
just,
of
like,
weapons.
Not letting Kaavo attack you. He's just like standing stalwart between.
That's
Kaavo
his
and all of
whole.
you.
That's his whole goal. He wants to.
It's
He's going back to his guardian roots.
incredible. And as he's
Hey,
doing
man,
that,
that's like the
Ren is
beginning.
just dancing around him. Ah, I love this scene so much. You guys are all so badass.
We deserve this.
You deserve this. It is evade and observe. Che, you can unmark fatigue, and you can give me a creativity or harmony roll.
Okay, I rolled poorly. 6. No, 5. Yeah, 6. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna shift my balance because I'm favored anyways.
Okay.
I'll just take bolster hinder. Who still has impaired?
I think just Rozek, right?
Because Ren and at this point, Ren and Sho have moved out of
We
the
moved off of the
sort of
Unstable
dangerous
ground.
terrain.
Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, we narrated that Rozek followed
Yeah.
Kaavo.
Well, Rozek is being like targeted by like
Yeah.
Yeah, Rozek was impaired for a different reason other than the.
that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's still being like, and I'm seeing my bro get, absolutely hailed with ammunition here. So
Mhm.
wherever, like, I'm assuming he's using some like rocky outcroppings to like shoot at him. I just knock
Yep.
those off the mountain. I just like,
Hmm.
I shoot part of the mound that like the wave that I am riding and just
Okay.
knock the earth that he is bending away.
Okay. All right. Then he is unimpaired, Rozek.
Unimpaired. Repaired.
Repaired.
I've repaired you.
There is. You're still getting hit by these bullets, but they're lessening enough that you can kind of push through it and continue to engage with Kaavo. So you can unmark impaired.
Mark unimpaired.
Yes,
Stop.
Mark.
I'm so
Can
sorry.
you imagine if there were 20 statuses instead, and they just had to like clarify, like you're actually unprepared now.
Mark slightly less prepared.
Just
My head's
unmarked
divided, but
prepared.
But then it's like, what happens when you get prepared again? Are you pre-prepared? Is there another option?
What is happening?
My headset turned off by itself, and I'm sure whatever you all just said was very funny.
I mean,
It wasn't.
medium.
I'm-
It was
it was-
medium.
it was
funny.
pretty-
Unprepared.
It was low hanging fruit.
You missed bronze level humor.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
We're,
just
we're,
all right.
we're warming up. Okay, let's
C tier humor. That's like my favorite kind of humor. Though.
It is, which I'll have to tell you all the highbrow dad joke I made yesterday that I think
Oh,
is
hell yeah.
Well, I'm sure Rio
Top
really
tier.
appreciate it.
top tier comedy. He didn't get it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you all later. It is Kaavo's turn. He gets to make two techniques now that his anarchy principle is at +1.
Of course it is.
Anarchy principle. The first thing he is going to do, he is trapped under this rubble. I'm going to mark 3 conditions in order to get him out of that trapped condition.
Whoa.
I will be marking my last. Actually, I'm impaired. I cannot. I have no. Well, no, I can't because I evade and observe. So I would unmark fatigue. I'm going to remark that fatigue in order to have the impaired status go away. The first thing I'm going to do is, as he gets up, he crushes the stone on him and just point blank throws it directly at Rozek. I would
Really
like for
set
you
my
to
flame shields up.
remark impaired.
Come on.
Jesus Christ! Just 10.
Hey, you could turn it up a lot more than this. So
Okay.
I'm
just waiting
I'm
for
about-
my
and
big
we're
game.
rolling great.
I'm about to because he kicks his feet right under Rozek, and you again see the ground just start moving as though it's just a wave of water as Rozek is trying to now right himself, not only his feet on the ground, but stop all these rocks from hitting him. Rozek, I would like for you to mark the stunned condition.
Oh,
my god.
As he shouts, "I'm going to take him from you too." And we're going to move into...
I'm impaired.
Just displayed the
Like,
price
this
for
is
that
really
voice.
taxing.
That was the
It's really
price.
taxing on him.
You are impaired and stunned.
Okay,
Excellent.
good luck, guys.
you're not moving, brother.
We are going to... I'm going to let you know we are going to probably be moving into the last exchange.
Oh,
So we have to cut one more time outside. I think I'm going to hit you with a few, because if this is the last exchange, I really want you to feel the price of what happens if Kaavo somehow wins and what you are stopping.
Yeah, hurt us emotionally, Justin.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yes.
Yes.
We first cut to a high mountaintop. The wind is whistling, and very quickly we realize that this is the Eastern Air Temple, which is the one air temple that you never went to. You went to all the other air temples. And as we start to zoom down onto the Eastern Air Temple, we see this like strike force of Fire Nation soldiers that are tossing fireballs and bouts of flame at we can't tell from here, but from this high vantage, it just looks like these waves of wind trying to block these bouts of fire in this frantic battle that is happening. And as we get closer, we realize that it is a single person who is struggling to stop all these Fire Nation soldiers from attacking. And we realize that it is Kunga, who was the Airbender that you met that was pretending to be the Avatar. And as the camera zooms in even further, we realize that she is not just protecting herself, but that there are a number of air nomads who are standing and cowering behind her, not benders. Some can't be older than you all as teenagers. She's the only airbender trying to stop a contingency of Fire Nation soldiers from taking them out. And one of these motes of lights hits her. And the last thing she sees is a bout of flame just coming at her before she falls down. We then move to Kyoshi Island. There is a mausoleum there. The songs have a mausoleum. Obviously, they're so rich that they have that. We see one of these motes of lights move into this mausoleum, and there's this shaking, and the door opens, and Aisong steps out, disheveled, her dress is ruined and cut, and the first words out of her mouth are, "Where's Ren?" And then we cut to somewhere in the Earth Kingdom, probably a small village in the middle of nowhere. The camera starts zooming down on this small Earth village, and we see somebody who appears to be building something. They're like taking stone and, putting some. Actually, they're an earthbender, so you see them just like kick, and like some stone will come up, and then they'll start like shaving some of it off with some precise earthbending moves. And very quickly, we realize that this is a fountain. And one of these motes of light hits this person building this fountain, and he goes, "My last fountain!" And he falls down. Never to make another fountain. The world will miss Fouton.
Photon.
We cut. I think this is the last one. We cut to Omashu again. We cut to the air nomad diplomat house that Osa gave to Toko and Kasa, and the two of them are sitting around a table and they're eating dinner. And one of these motes of light just falls and hits Kasa, who just stumbles over and falls down onto the table as we see Toko struggle to get up in his old age and hobbles over to the young girl and just cradles her body. And then we cut back to the four of you. This is the moment that your lives have been building to. It's now or never. What exchanges do you take?
So stunned.
You are still stunned, yeah.
Rozek takes the stunned stance.
I am stun paired.
I will be taking attack, advance and attack.
Likewise.
An attack.
Okay. I will remove Rozek. He is stunned. This is it. Everyone is advancing and attacking. It is Kaavo's last-ditch effort, as he has just said that he is going to take away your brother, and he looks at the three of you and just lets out this guttural, pained howl. "You will not stop me." I would like for all of you to roll with passion. Let's start with Shoban.
Okay. I rolled another 9. So this time I'm just gonna be able to do 2 things.
Okay.
But
Oh man.
yeah. Rats. I am going to do another Earth Gauntlet and strike again. So Shoban, like after his last attack, he basically resets his Earth armor and gets back into position and is waiting to see what Kaavo does. And as Kaavo gets up and attacks Rozek, Sho is creating this Earth Gauntlet again, and just rushes in full bore. Like, he can't let any of his other friends have something like this happen again. Instead of just like launching a single fist at Kaavo, the gauntlets go around both fists, and he just rushes in and starts punching like a boxer, just going in as hard as he can. Right, left. And yeah, so he has to mark what is it? 4 fatigue, 3 fatigue, and gets knocked back.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 fatigue or 4 fatigue.
Okay.
Fatigue.
He marks 4 fatigue. And he gets knocked back. There's now quite a bit of distance between Rosic and Sho and Kaavo. He's knocked even further back across this mountaintop. Sho. Yes. Yeah, what do you do? Sorry, I was going to say Che. I meant to say Che.
Oh. Is Ren engaged?
Ren is no.
Cool.
Thanks for asking.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I will be doing Lava Wave. But this time I stop circling and I ride my wave of earth directly at him. And at like sort of the last moment, I launch off of it backwards and the whole thing melts into lava.
Oh, love it.
He will have to, he can't mark 2 fatigue. So he becomes stunned and doomed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's the second thing you're doing?
Right. Is he maybe narratively I do this first just so that makes more sense, but maybe from the top. I'm gonna like shoot more bombs at him, but I'm not gonna do a full fireball barrage. Well, yeah, I might as well. I'm just gonna do the full fireball barrage. I mark a fatigue. He gets he doesn't have those negative conditions yet, technically. Or well,
because if you're doing that first.
Yeah, if I do it first, he wouldn't have those conditions. He doesn't have any other negative conditions, right?
He's impaired.
Oh. And he was attacked once, so that would be 3 fatigue. So I mark 1. He gets 3. And then he gets doomed and stunned. Yep.
Okay. Ren, it is your turn.
Got an 8 on advance and attack.
Yeah.
May I interpret this sequentially? Like I just saw Sho advance with his, series of blows, and then I saw Che
it's like
with the
Sho
lava.
They were both in the midst of doing that. You can very quickly pick up this is what they're doing. Might not be like the exact, it might not be that sequential, but like what they're doing.
Yeah. Because I'd like to ask as I approach with the sword.
Yep.
What state does it seem like Kaavo is in?
Yeah. So I want to respect the stunned and doomed thing. As much as it pains me to be like, I can't do it. He can't do anything. He was at the edge. It was a last gambit to stun Rosic, hoping that he could. Honestly, I was going to toss Rosic off the mountain.
Jesus.
But in your fury to protect each other, the family that you have created, you just went with everything you had at Kaavo. And Ren, here's what I'll say. Like, just to honor it's not sequential, it's all happening at the same time. You see this lava wave coming towards Kaavo. You know that even before this, he was at rope's end. You see this entire wave of lava coming towards him. You see Sho just barreling forward with both of his earth gauntlets raised. You know that after this wave hits, he's just going to start pummeling Kaavo. This is the moment.
seeing the shift of the battle in our favor, but not feeling certain because we've been close and wrong before. Ren drops the dagger and puts both hands on the red sword. And even though these other attacks are mounting and swelling, he does not hold back from lunging forward to try to plant a deep final blow with the sword. And he lunges and pushes it, so this is strike, through Kaavo's form, scoring a deeper hit than he has this entire time. And as a little bit of doubt just kind of shifts through his face, because he's been hitting him with the sword, and Kaavo is not dead, Ren looks up at his white horns and draws the sword back and leaps and cuts one off.
You drive this sword right into Kaavo, and he lets out this. He's stumbling still. He's eyeing you with this mad fury, Ren. You look up at his horns, and his face goes white with fear as you yank the sword out, jump up and slice not one, but both of the horns off. They slide off of the top of his head and fall to the ground. And his form starts to disappear. It's as though he was never there. He just begins to dissolve and fade into the air. And as he's doing that, more of these motes of light, the last of them, escape out of his body. But this time, they don't go scattering across the four nations. We cut to Osa's body, probably still unconscious, at the top of the Tesoro ruins as these motes of light come into him. And from the corner of the screen, we see boots and a hand come down and stroke Osa. And then the figure walks down the stairs and it walks into the portal. And we cut back inside of the portal. Ren, you're breathing heavy and hard as Kaavo's form has disappeared. And you don't know how you know this, but you know that it is over. He's gone.
I'm okay if the answer is yes, Justin, since I lunged forward to land these hits at a time when there was a wave of lava coming.
Can those just happen in sequential order? Because then it just kind of works.
I mean, look, yeah. It's more. It's not that they like this happened and this happened. It's more that like you were right behind the wave, right? Like even if it was all happening at the same time, you're not going to get hit by the lava wave. Neither is Show.
Cool.
Rose on the other end. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god!
I've melted my brother.
Whoopsie.
So Kaavo is disappearing, like coming undone before our eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Like starts on his feet, and he's just disappearing. He's like,
toes.
No, you can't. I had it all planned out. No.
That was your mistake, right? Chaos will always exist, but chaos can't have a plan. Doesn't make any sense.
Kaavo rolls his eyes.
Shay has to have last word. That's the only way.
just imagining Chase saying that last sentence out loud.
Che says that, and at this point, he's disappearing. It gets to his face, and the last thing he says is,
I may be gone, but humans will always find a way to corrupt the world.
and then he disappears.
Okay, Chase
forever.
turn.
I got nothing. He's got it right. I'm sorry.
Ren drops the sword. Oh, sorry. And then picks it up and gives it to you, Che.
Thanks. That was
Rosic.
crazy.
Ren
Rosic,
turns and runs
yeah.
towards your form, Rosic.
As Ren is running, Shoban, where he is already like just moving the stones, like bending the stones off of Rosic. And
Jay just kind of roughly grabs him by the shirt and just pulls him out of the earth, kind of like circa like Toph pulling Sokka out of that hole at the end of that one episode. You all right?
Rose like slowly opens his eyes and goes,
You can't get rid of me.
I just slap him.
sorry. It's a poorly timed joke.
Yeah, it was.
That was not funny, Rosic.
I'm so sorry.
Jay just goes into a quick embrace with his brother.
I think that means we won. I hope you wouldn't be hugging me if Kaavo was still here.
Yeah, I mean, if I was, that means we would be like.
we agreed
last
on a hug
moments.
break with Kaavo.
Oh yeah, we negotiated it out. That's what you.
Oh yeah,
missed.
let me get ready then. And he starts cocking his biceps like Henry Cavill.
It was a cool scene. Anyways, are the horns still on the ground, Justin?
They are. Yeah, they are.
Oh,
That is super cool. I'm not going to touch those though. I don't think any of us
can't
should.
think of anything
Let's
I would
just
do with that.
leave those in this portal that closes for an unspecified amount of time, and leave it for a problem for someone else. This is someone
Yeah.
else's issue.
You
I'll put.
hear-
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was gonna. If you got something, yeah.
I just put Rosic's like arm over my shoulder to like stabilize
Rose's
him.
not in a good spot right now.
Yeah, no, he's. I'm like carrying you, basically carrying you.
When you turn around, you see that there's someone coming through the portal, and you hear,
Oh, the 5 of you are really hard to track down.
Who's that?
Are you?
Worry.
Okay.
Osa sent me.
Oh, good.
I'm friends with Osa.
Do you guys
Didn't he
know
say
this
his friend
guy?
was like evil? I like look around to the
It depends
walks
on the
in.
friend.
yeah, he walks in through the light now, and you can see the Ketsune, which Ren would probably know what Ketsune looks like from Osa describing him to him.
You don't have to worry.
I was
Not in my right head. Osa fixed that.
Yeah, he has a way of doing that.
Is Osa okay? Did you see him on the way in?
He was unconscious, but I think in a little bit he'll be fine. He'll probably be fine when you get back.
I sent for a healer before we came here. Let's get Rosic out there.
Okay. What are you planning on staying here or?
I'm gonna stay here. I think
That was a joke. I don't think you should. There's no like food or water.
it's the spirit world.
Yeah, but you won't be able
I
to
don't-
leave this spot for who knows how long.
And the risk of having this place fall into anyone else's hands makes that seem worth it.
Justin, I would like to look around for a moment. Do I
Yeah.
see any of the ingredients for the ritual?
you do not.
Hmm.
You did see them
The other
on the
side.
other side of the portal. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's leave him to it.
If you're sure, I won't
Okay.
stop you.
I just look very confused at him.
You could, Jay.
Why?
There's like a sad smile on his face.
I'd love to say that it's because it's the right thing to do. But there's a big part of me that thinks that I deserve this. I caused a lot of harm to a lot of people. Also tried to pull me out of it so many times. And every time I didn't listen. I turned him away. And I chose a path that brought me into darkness. And if I can stop someone else from falling into that same darkness, having control of this place, maybe I can make up for what I did.
You know, I know a lot about being a part of something that isn't a force of good. And regretting not making the choice to step outside of that. But you don't need to punish yourself for eternity. Alyssa wouldn't want you to do that. And realistically, the way that you make up for that mistake is by helping people, talking to them, being with them. You're not going to do that here. You can keep an eye on the gate from the other side. We can all do that. Heck, we can destroy it. But you can't do that here. And I realize that I might not be able to plead with him, but I would like to roll for the first and last time a Life of Regret, which is a playbook move that I have never used.
That is very fitting.
When you guide and comfort an NPC by apologizing and honestly promising to make amends for what they have suffered, what I'm trying to get him to do, I can roll with focus instead of harmony. I didn't need to change that because I rolled a 14.
Maybe you're right. Maybe focusing on the mistakes instead of forging a new way forward is what leads people down the path of darkness to begin with.
I have like Rozek over my shoulder, and I reach out with my free hand to grab his shoulder, and I say, all we can do is use what strength we have to move on. And I carry Rozek past him. I'll leave the decision to him.
He stands there as the two of you walk back. Sho, what do you do?
I look at Ren and I look at Ketsune, and then I just kind of like nod and follow Jay.
Ren looks pensively up at Ketsune's large form.
Yeah.
I think whenever we try to punish ourselves, it doesn't go well. The world is enough. And then he leaves.
Kitsune will follow after you, Ren, as you're walking to the portal goes.
Thank you. I know also I know he meant something special to you.
And as you're
Means.
walking towards,
Means something special to you.
as you walk to the portal, he goes,
I've decided, you're right, you and your friends, to make a life for myself.
and as you get to the portal, as you guys are like walking through it, he looks at you, Ren, and just goes,
But for you, I'm so sorry.
and
Why?
we cut. That's the last thing Ren says, and we cut to back in the Tesoro ruins. Che, Rozak, Sho, and Ketsune all walk through. And the first thing that you see laying near the portal is Ren's body.
Like I come through and it's in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look behind
And
me.
you all come through kind of like at the same time.
Right.
Spirit time shenanigans.
What?
Ren?
I drop Rozak and go to Ren.
Ouch!
Shake him up.
I'm sorry. I think something Kaavo did with those motes of light hit your friend just as you were going into the portal
He was with us. He fought with us.
in the spirit world.
Rozak crawls over to Ren. Ren? I don't understand.
What, is he stuck in there?
He's dead. He's in the spirit world, but he won't ever be able to come back.
No, we killed Kaavo. We did everything right.
He's right behind us. He's coming. He's
No. You're wrong. You're wrong. And Rozak starts slapping the side of Ren's face. Ren, come on, Ren. You're wrong, Ren. Oh no.
So sorry.
Nick,
You're muted, my friend.
you're muted.
How did I mute? Did you guys hear the bang?
Yeah, that's all we heard.
Good.
Yeah.
Chase smashes his fist on the ground. He was like almost looked like he wasn't like he was going into catatonic state, and out of nowhere he smashes his fist on the ground, and a giant pillar of earth just clears the just shoots out from behind him, clears the cavern, smashes through the roof, and just wails.
It's at this point that you hear footsteps coming down the stairs. And leaning against the wall, steadying themselves, is Osa.
Yeah, you guys did it. You beat Kaavo. I can feel it.
What's up? Rozak looks back at you, leaning over Ren, tears on his face. Seemingly not even like, oh, Osa's here. He's looking at you, and he says, "Can you do anything about this?"
Ketsune, I sent him. He's on our side now. And then I see Ren and Osa like pushes himself off the wall and tries to sprint, just trips. He's too weak still, and like forces himself up and stumbles over to Ren's body. No, he was supposed to do everything we couldn't. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. How did this happen? I like reach up and I grab its collar. How did this happen?
I don't know, Osa. I don't know. He was with us when we were fighting Kaavo, Osa. He was right there. He was walking through the portal with us, and now he's here, and I don't understand, Osa.
Maybe I don't really know how any of this stuff works. I haven't had any, but maybe I can. And I just put my hands on the sides of Ren's head and just try to will him back.
You reach out and attempt to connect to the chi of what was Ren. And while your friends are here and you know that if they're here, they defeated Kaavo, there is a lingering corruption in what happened to Ren. Something that blocks your ability, your powers, your spirit portfolio from bringing Ren back.
Justin, can I ask what this is like for me?
Yeah. I want to say first, and then we'll cut to Ren. The portal is still open. It's not closed. The stars are still falling. So you have some time if you want to go back and say goodbye to Ren. But Ren, you and Ketsune walk through the portal at the same time. And then all of a sudden, you just get shunted back by yourself.
Right
The
back into
wind
the
is
same place.
Right back into the mountaintop. The wind is howling. It is eerie and distant. And you're alone.
I don't understand. Ren just keeps trying to push into the portal. Guys, I can't get through. If you can hear me, come back. Guys. He leans in and pushes again with more force.
As your anger rises, your panic rises, there's like a puddle of water next to you on the mountaintop. And you would expect, that when emotions rise, benders can do some incredible things. And while you're still new to water bending, you know that even then, that's sometimes when a young waterbender or a young bender is the most powerful, when they let their emotions take over and can't control it. So you would expect the water to move somehow. And it doesn't.
Ren looks into the pool at his reflection. Does he otherwise look exactly the same?
Now that you're looking, there's like a subtle glow around you. Which sort of encompasses your entire body.
if I can't bend, does that mean I'd like to cut back and see what you all do?
Yeah.
Che is like curled up. He's hugging his knees on the ground. And like as part of the cutback, I want like a little like echo of like the Ren's fist like slamming on the portal and like a comeback. And Che like lifts his head and like tears are streaming down his face. I stand up. I pretty roughly grab Osa by the collar, pull him up. Come on. Rozek. Or, sorry, Shoban. Grab Rozek.
Rozek is like
Shoban
trying to stand up.
Shoban like gets Rozek's arm over his shoulder and
Red isn't here. And I just carry Osa through.
Do the rest of you follow? I'm assuming,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Okay. Ren, you're staring at this pool and stand up when your friends walk back in through the portal.
Guys, it won't open. It's not letting me back through.
I think coming into the spirit world, a certain amount of vitality kind of comes back into Osa's body, and I like brush you off of me, Che, and rush to Ren and like pull him into a deep embrace. But
Osa. Oh, I'm glad you're all right.
I don't feel any need to mince words. I think directness is the best bet here. And so as we hug, you say that, and then I just say, "You're dead, Ren. And I can't bring you back."
I don't even know how.
I think Kaavo did it when he was using my power. And I don't know if maybe
You're the spirit of rebirth, right? Everything you did to get this far. There's got to be a way.
I'm still weak right now, Ren. And I don't know if it's because of the way that he did it, or I don't know. I don't know why I can't bring you back. But
Ren
maybe-
looks at all of you.
Maybe we can be together now, Ren.
Che doesn't make eye contact when you look at him.
Maybe
All of us? How?
I mean,
You're in the
all of
spirit
us,
world.
but still alive. And I'm something else, but you could stay here with me and they could visit us here. We know how to get them here.
Ren forces a few nods and swallows. Is this the only part of the spirit realm I can be in? Or can you get me out of here? And he looks back at all of the wreckage and the strange white horns of Kaavo.
Yeah, this is. I like look around, kind of taking in the scene for the first time, really. This is just a mountain. Ren, we can go any in the spirit world.
Yeah, I'd hope the Spirit of Rebirth could at least, get a travel pass.
It's gonna take some time for me to really understand everything I can do and everything I'm responsible for. But you can help me figure it out. If you'd like that. Otherwise, we can spend some time, and once I understand my power, I can bring you back then.
Yeah, I would like for you to stay with me as long as you can. And I know that the rest of you, for you, that may be harder. I don't feel like I was supposed to die today.
Well, we don't get to win. So, whatever. But you guys can win. You can go and have I'm picturing a big farm where you can have a bunch of spirit sheep koala and koala sheep, sorry. And I don't know, spirit cow bears.
Spirit rice.
Spirit rice, yeah.
Spirit corn.
Doesn't
Just
sound that
not
bad.
ostrich buffalo, anything but that.
Yeah, literally anything but that, yeah.
Rozak steps up. Oh, sorry, we were gonna say something? Was also
No, go ahead.
Rozak steps up and just pulls both Ren and Osa into a hug.
Che, just kind of slumps down and goes into a crouched position and just looks so defeated. Just beaten.
Back in the human world, the meteor storm is starting to end. And in the spirit world, you can see that the portal back to the world is starting to shrink and disappear.
I love you,
And
Rozak.
Ketsune-
Rozak says, I don't know if we have much time. And I don't know if you're meant to die today, Ren. But I think there's a reason for it. And you guys have each other. And I know it'll be hard for us, but I think the bond, and Rozak looks back at Che and at Shoban. I think the bond that we've created transcends realms. And I think we'll find a way.
Okay.
I have a quick question, because all of the ritual components were still on the other side, right? And the stars are still falling currently. Based purely on intuition, I want to see if I can kind of use this moment to bind, without my powers, to bind Ren's spirit back to his body with the binding ritual.
Oh. Let me ask you. Oh, you've used it. Do you have Alyssa's character sheet?
I do. Let me see if I can
Okay.
pull it out right now. I have so many papers. Oh, here it is. Yeah, right here.
Can we say that that ferret spirit is with us and just grabbed all of those things? Because that was always what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, that was always yeah.
Vujai.
Hey guys! Oh, I have stepped into a. Okay, here.
Stepped
They're
into
right
a
here.
delicate situation.
Okay. Yep, I'm gone.
I was never here.
Leaves he leaves the components there. I would like for you to push your luck.
Okay.
This is such an important role.
'Cause I love it,
The
but
hell?
there's certainly some uncertainty in this. So
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Okay. Let me see one thing real quick.
If I didn't have all my fatigue marked, I could aid.
Well, because we have established that Shoban is very well read. It's like read up on a lot of different things that
okay.
and he's here. And he
Yeah.
has his
He is.
moment of balance.
I'm not regretting letting Johnny play two characters and use both of their resources together.
Shoban's moment of balance reads as the greatest heroes of your age may have overwhelming confidence, but balance isn't about pursuing greatness for the sake of greatness. You find a way to stand with your companions like no one else ever could. Tell the GM how you strike down an impossibly strong enemy or obstacle to protect your friends from harm as the best version of yourself. I think the way that I'm thinking that this would work is that Shoban, in the intervening time as the group was in communication, read up on this ritual, and he basically, like, as Vujai comes in with these different elements, is like putting them around this altar that was set up as they're meant to be situated, and sets Ren's body up on the altar. And then as Osa, I rolled an 8 to push my luck.
Shoban, what are you doing?
Where is the stone? The stone. That's the last thing we need. It needs to be right here. Just Jay, don't let this fall because it needs to be in this position.
Okay.
Osa, I think I know how to do this ritual.
Wait, what?
You guys kept talking about the ritual, so I went to the library a couple of Sandbender, they let me in. But no, I think the last piece is the blood key. And we have that.
Che draws the blood key and sort of inserts it into the ground in the final position.
So, I mean, Ren, do you want this?
You're going to bind me back to my body?
If that's what you want.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Lay on your body.
Ren looks down at his lifeless form. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure this is very difficult, but Ren, I think we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This entire time, Rozek's been just eyeing the portal, and it's getting smaller and smaller.
Come on.
Osa, you need to drive this through both the spirit and the body together.
Come on, Spirit of Rebirth.
And so Osa takes the sword and just like
Ren winces.
and like he's like willing his like rebirth powers into this process too. Just stabs the sword through Ren's spirit and body, and then pulls it out.
And there's a blinding white light as Ren, you open your eyes again, and Osa's standing over your body. You're sort of disoriented, but you hear a voice. I got you, Ren. And you know that it is Liko from the sword. And there's this moment where you're all wondering what happened, and you sit up, Ren, and there's just one Ren. There's no longer the body of Ren and the spirit of Ren.
Yes! Woo! We win! Screw the world! We need to
And
leave.
the portal is
Rozak
closing. Yep.
sprints and grabs as many people as he can and like jet steps through the portal.
I earth launch like myself and like Ren out of the just in through the portal.
Yeah.
Shoban for him and Osa.
Yep.
And
We
Rosa.
cut to the
Rosa
other
is all
side,
Rosa.
and we cut to the other side, and it's just a scene of the all of you just tumbling out in the last possible moment as the portal just snaps and closes.
Our bond doesn't just transcend planes, it transcends death!
We are gods! Unbeatable!
It worked.
I'm in so much pain.
Chase just like latches onto Ren's head and is just like laughing and like, woo! Yeah!
Ren tackles you. Like we can't even all manage to stand up before it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a tussle.
Shoban like in the mix, but Osa's kind of like standing off to the side. Like smiling, but like off to the side.
Mhm.
Oh, so there is someone else down here, and all of you hear this. You just hear, I got a letter. Come here.
No.
My time's precious, baby. Come on. And you look up and you see a man in very fancy water tribe outfits and sunglasses. And he goes, someone needs a healer?
He looks at Rozak and like his face is bruised. He has a popped blood vessel in his
Rosa
eye,
was-
and he's holding his arm.
Him
You guys went
first.
to hell. You went to hell and back. All right, let's do this thing.
Actually, no, that was him. He gestures to Ren.
When
Yeah,
the
he
thing doesn't
died.
care. He's just here to heal.
So yeah.
I got places to be, people to talk to. Let's do it. And
I hate this guy. So much.
that's the last thing
So
we hear
much.
as the scene fades to black. And we'll get into, I think, more future epilogue next week. But for now, it's a couple weeks after. And you all are in your house in Ba Sing Se. Think of how to set this up. Here's what I think it is. Ren, Osa has like taken you out. You guys are like he's killed you. No, he's taking you to get some like dumplings or something. Betrayal. He's taking you to get some like dumplings or something. And the whole time Ren has been like exceedingly nervous.
You want me to jump in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we just got to pick this up, and that's the last thing, I guess.
Yeah. We could go to a place with meat dumplings if you'd rather. I mean, like the I'm not doing the meat anymore, but if you seem like you don't like these.
No, these are perfect. Just trust me. I think we have everything now, and the launcher should have stuff too. So let's go back.
Okay. You're being real weird, Ren. Oh.
No, not at all. Let's just go eat dinner at the house.
Okay. We'll walk down the street.
That's what we're doing. Yep.
Just a
Everything's going fine.
welcome.
I'm worried that
You
ritual didn't work completely. It's so weird.
You get back and you open the door, and also the lights are off. I mean, there's no light in this entire house at all. It is completely dark. Like the windows are shuttered, the lanterns are not lit.
Why is I thought you said that they.
I kick
be here
Rosic.
with the
You're supposed to
others.
do it now.
Oh,
What's happening?
Rosic uses a breath of fire on the ceiling, so it instantly lights all the sconches
All
and
the
candles
sconces. Yes.
in the room.
Surprise! Everybody. shows up.
And
Whoa!
there's a banner that says, it's like, looks like it was like printed, that says welcome back, and then someone handwrit comma again. And all of your
again,
friends- again, and all your friends are there. The launchers are there. Toko is there. He looks sad, but he's there. Pangole, Zyson, Ryoshan are there as well too. There's some pirates from the Southern Water Tribe that are there as well.
Sorry about them in advance.
Obviously, Shoban and May are there as well too. Boomy is there as well too.
Ah, yes.
And you all just begin to mingle and hug Osa, hug Ren. Everyone's just talking to each other and happy that you're back. And the party continues, and it's lovely. It's all that all of you have ever wanted. To have a family that is there for each other, that is all there. No one is missing, no one is gone. And you support each other.
Can Sanfen be there?
Sanfen can be there, yes.
Shay
Sanfen.
invited her.
Of course.
Rosic did
yeah.
not know about it.
It's funny. Rosic
Yeah.
purposely didn't invite her
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he thought
Shay's aware.
they wouldn't like that. So when Sanfman got there, he was like, "No, Mom, I'm sorry. You have to leave."
He's like, Rosic.
No one invited you.
I invited you. Stop it.
Oh,
And we just have these moments of all of you like talking to various people that you've talked to throughout these last 2 years, laughing, smiling, and with no weight on your shoulders.
At some point
First
in
time
the
in a
meal,
long time.
mm-hmm.
Sorry.
no, go for it, Nick.
No, the no weight on our shoulders was the first time in a long time.
For sure. At some point in the meal, Ren comes over to the launchers and hovers down by Che. I'm picturing you sitting and eating Che. And Ren says, she's here too.
I don't know.
Good. Thanks for helping bring me back. And Ren squeezes you into a big hug.
Yeah, of course. And like you're kind of like hugging him from behind. So you
Yeah,
just
it's one of those perfectly awkward, like
tries to
Yeah.
back pat your back from behind. I mean, I wasn't gonna let it stand. Well, I don't know, maybe I was. But we didn't.
It really
We won.
inspired me. And you see Rosic sitting down next to Che, writing in his notebook, and there's like a bunch of like weird equations that in actuality don't make any sense. And at the top of the page it says plan, cure for death.
Oh my gosh.
Right, yeah. That's good, buddy.
Yeah. I think Osa is sitting and like looking around the room and like smiling at all the friends who are there. He's smiling, but there's like a sadness in his eyes, and he's just thinking about Casa, King Malu, and Liko, and all of these names and faces that over the last weeks have been going through his mind. People who he hasn't said anything to anyone else about how many times he's tried to bring every single one of them back and doesn't understand why he can't yet. Whether they're at peace on the other side and don't want to come back, or there's whatever it is, he's so happy that the people who are here, but he can't feel just that twinge of regret that he can't fix the other things that are still broken.
I like to imagine that we can get, it's like later in the night, you know, some of the older folks go home.
We break out the cactus water.
It's sort of, yeah, no, never again. You break it out and Jay puts it back.
No, Rozak is like
no.
slowly falling out, like,
Just get that out.
I would love one, please.
No, not Boomy.
A shot for Boomy.
No,
Boomy, I think somehow you're already always on it.
You're
You don't-
king now. You should not be having cactus juice.
the Earth Kingdom would not survive. Okay, no. So later in the night, it like quiets down, excluding Boomy. He doesn't quiet down. There's like a night. There's a point where we're standing in like the back patio or whatever, or at least Osa is. I'd like to imagine, and he's kind of alone. And Che sort of joins you.
Hey, it was nice seeing you with your mom earlier. Seems like you
Yeah.
guys have patched a lot up. It's nice.
I don't know about that, but
It looked that way.
that's good, I guess. You and Ren, huh? You're gonna go out into the spirit world, become kings of the whatever the spirit world. I guess I don't know how this spirit of rebirth stuff works.
I don't either, clearly. But yeah, I mean, eventually you will. I don't know. I think as long as it doesn't seem like I have to go to the other side, we'll stay over here around you and Rozak for a while longer.
That's good. We can always come visit you guys. It's not like you have to stay on this side. It's an
That's
equal
true. but it's-
opportunity thing.
Yeah. Why not stay where we're all able to live for a while
Yeah, why
instead of
not?
having to travel through Fire Nation soldiers just for a visit, you know?
Yeah.
But
You know, I have to be honest. I was always planning on saving you. I was always going to save you. But after I lost Liko, it would be a lie to say that some of my motivation in saving you wasn't just wanting to get her back. It was going to be the first thing that I asked you.
I stopped looking out over the balcony and I turn and look directly at Che. I'm trying.
I know you
don't
are.
know why I can't.
Osa, I know you have been. When we brought back Ren, and with how difficult it was, I knew once we were out of that situation that you were going to be trying to bring back everyone that we lost. Yeah, I felt stupid. Of course you were going to try to bring back Liko. She's your friend too. I know what she means to you. I know what I mean to you. There are things that we can't control. And that doesn't mean that we lost. And it doesn't mean that we have to spend the rest of our lives regretting that. We're trying to undo them. I'll put a hand on his shoulder. Liko is where she needs to be. It's not your burden to fix this.
Okay.
I love you. I pull you into a hug.
Are you guys ready for karaoke? Oh,
Ren, it's not what you think. I'm sorry. It's just the powerful motions took me.
I just reach back and take Ren's hand and like pull him out onto the
Okay,
floor.
I'm leaving this.
No.
As Shay like starts to back out, say I'm leaving. Rose like just walks out. There's just a haze of happiness in his eyes, and he gets his arm out and just puts his arm around all of them and looks out through the balcony and goes, "I love you guys."
did you take the cactus juice?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can smell it on his breath.
Boomy is upside down on the tree in the courtyard.
Look up, you guys. Look how clear it is tonight.
Wow.
This is perfect a moment as the four of us could ever get, I think.
It's more than good enough for me.
I can do better.
Stop.
And as the four of you stare off into the distance, a meteor shoots past, twinkles. And that is where we leave our four heroes. We'll find out where their lives end up next week. But for now, you've saved the world, and you have but a moment of peace for yourselves. We will see you next week.
We really gotta get that alley cat out of our backyard. That's
Yeah,
really distracting during that very emotional conversation.
Sometimes cats show up and do that, you know?
It's
The worst-
actually
worst
just
possible moment.
Boomy. He's so
It's
high,
Boomy.
he's just pretending to be a cat in the tree.
He's like the
in the
little
tree
boy in The
meowing.
Grudge. He just meows like a cat. That's terrifying. That is terrifying.
I'm just picturing a tiny John Mulaney in
Oh
a
my
tree.
God, that's
meowing.
terrifying.
like a cat.
Jesus.
Oh, very funny. Wonderful. Well, we'll have some more heartstrings to pull next week, I think.
Yank him out.
I am so happy and surprised that you all just rolled so highly. You just went in hard, and
There was not a single miss. There was no miss.
I don't think there was. I think one maybe.
I
but
missed at
someone
the end.
used like a
Oh.
status to like.
I
bump
had
it up to
favored,
it,
so
but
it didn't
Favored
matter.
to
yeah.
I almost
I mean,
missed.
that was the time. That was the time to hit hard and not let up. And you guys did it. It was such it was a cinematic fight. Like I could see Shay just circling around on his earth wave and man, wonderful, you guys. Thank you so much for exploring the Four Nations with us. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Support us on Patreon.
See ya.